That more or less happened to me. My very first one was a VI. I think I've been networking something like.
You can hear Ian in the background as well.
Oh, sorry, I'll mute now.
Okay, well, welcome everybody to the first of the Q&A calls for the 5-day challenge. I really must come up with snappier titles for my challenges. It's a real mouthful. It took me 3 recordings to get that to get the name of the title of the challenge right on the front of the video. Absolutely horrendous. I really must come up with snappier names next time. So how's everybody found it? We all managed to download our connections and start analysing our connections. Yeah, good stuff.
Working on it. Yeah.
Anyone have any problems with getting the download?
Mine's in installments, Alan.
Oh, you're doing a full download, are you, Keith?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's fine because the connections usually come through in part of the first installment. So, yeah. Yeah, I recommend that people should take a full download of their connections on a regular basis because you never know when LinkedIn's going to throw you in LinkedIn jail and bugger up your profile. So it's always good to have a copy of those and a record of those things. One of my connections, who shall remain nameless, had set his profile up, but actually in his organization's name rather than his own name, and he garnered about 4,500 connections. And then he switched to a new computer and couldn't find the password to sign into LinkedIn, so he did a password reset, prompted LinkedIn to look at his profile and say, this isn't a personal profile. And I immediately blocked it, shut it down. He lost all 4,500 connections. So he didn't even know who he's connected to for a lot of it. So, oops, got a call coming in. This is probably somebody who can't get on. Bear with me just a second. I'll go on mute.
So how are you, Keith?
Lovely, Jane. How are you, darling?
To see you, haven't seen you for ages.
I know. That's the best way people usually say with me.
Well, I've been homeless for 6 months now. I'm a victim of.
No, is that you outside Richmond Station with the dog and the sleeping bag then?
Not quite. Luckily, I've got a small room in Salisbury at my sister's.
Oh, good.
Camp out in, and I've been going off places.
I don't want to think of you on the street, Jane.
No, not on the street. Not quite that low in life. Luckily. Yeah, but it is strange what happens to us. I've never been in that situation where I've not had a synchronicity from fine instead of.
Yeah, well, it's all part of life's rich pageant, isn't it?
Yes, it's always, it's new, it's something different, it's something new. It's how we accept these challenges. So it looks like Alan's back. I'll stop talking.
Yeah, I'm back. Yes, sorry, Claudine's having trouble getting in, so just giving some directions to a different link. Right, so everyone's managed to get their connections downloaded. How's the prioritization going though? Have you managed to identify some potential clients in there? Have you all unearthed some potential goodies?
Yes, Alan, I downloaded it and went through it to try and prioritize it. And I was a bit shocked at not getting to the number of 50. No, we're close in terms of A's and B's, as you mentioned. I mean, it may be a nature of the industry I'm in at the moment that, until recently, there have not been a lot of sort of holiday conversations going on, but that in itself said something to me that I am linking with people and making connections, but probably not working very hard with them, not engaging well enough with them as individuals.
Right. Yeah. And I guess for the last 2 years, Tony, you've been spending more time rebooking than booking new holidays. So you probably haven't. Yeah. So you might need to go back a bit further than the 9 to 12 months I would suggest.
Yeah.
There might well be a lot of past customers that you're connected with from pre-COVID times.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, so you might have a little bit more work to do to trawl backwards through that to find the right sorts of connections.
Yeah.
So I mean, this challenge should work where if you've got just 10 connections that you want to connect with and re-engage with. But if you've got about 50, then we'll do it in 2 tranches on Thursday and Friday, so that by the time we get to this call on Friday afternoon, you should be getting responses and hopefully people looking to buy from you, or at least have conversations about buying from you. So that should be really, really good. So let me map out the rest of the week for you. So tomorrow we're going to be setting you some tasks to look at your profile and look at creating a post, which we'll use on Wednesday as part of the activity on Wednesday. So, you know, if we're going to start engaging with people, they are going to go back and look at your profile. So you need to make sure that your profile is creating the right first impression. So I'm going to share with you an ebook tonight or tomorrow morning, which has got all the things about making a good first impression and some posts and stuff that I've done before. So I'll share all of that with you so that you can just go through and have a quick look at your profile. I'm not saying do a massive rewrite, but let's just make sure that you've got the basics right, that you've got a reasonable picture there. You have got a link to your company page. You have got a decent headline in there that is relevant and valuable to your potential clients, so that when they go and look at your profile, you think, actually, yes, they're going to engage with me. They're going to see something that's positive, and it's something that, you know, it's going to be worthwhile for them. So that's the first step. And then the second part is to create a valuable or interesting or useful post that's relevant to them. So you need to create a post that's going to engage your target market, and it's going to be written in such a way that they will find it easy to consume. It'll be interesting to them, and we want that to be up on your profile by Thursday morning as well. So what I was going to propose to do is give you the task tomorrow of playing around with your profile, just give me a little touch up to make sure it's okay, and creating this post to get it ready for Wednesday. In tomorrow's call, we'll do some post reviews. So if anyone wants me to review their post and take a look at it and come up with some suggestions or some changes, we can do that on the call tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. And I'll stay on and do as many posts as people want me to go through, so that you've got a really good post. And then on Wednesday, we'll do something which I normally do in my mastermind group on the alternate Wednesdays, which is we'll do a 15 in 2 challenge. We'll actually all post at the same time at 11 o'clock if everybody's up for it. And then we'll all like and comment on each other's posts, so that anyone coming to see your profile in the next few days will see this wonderful post with lots of views on it, lots of comments, and lots of, I think, oh, wow, this is a wonderful person to do business with. Of course, I want to actually buy from them. So that's the plan of attack. So a little bit of extra work to do on Wednesday if you're around between 11 and 1 to do that. So do let me know if you can take part. But we'll do the post reviews anyway tomorrow afternoon, so that you'll still at least get a decent post out there on Wednesday. And even if you can't take part, we'll get your link into the challenge, and those that can take part, we'll give it a like and a comment, and hopefully we'll get some traction for you going on that post. So that's tomorrow and part of Wednesday. So part of Wednesday will be putting that post out and getting some traction on it. The other thing that you're going to need to do on Wednesday is think about what your message is going to be to these 20 or 50 or whatever number it is that we've come up with of potential hot leads for you. Okay, we're going to think about that message, but it's going to be a very simple message, and I won't go into that detail now. We'll talk about that maybe tomorrow at the end of the call tomorrow, and it will be in the email on Wednesday morning. So we're going to think about that message, but the objective of that message is for your person that you're engaging with to say, oh yes, I want to talk to you about business. So you have to be prepared for that response. It's no use you say you connecting, you're re-engaging with somebody, and they come back and say, oh yeah, I'm quite interested in that. If you're then going to sit there and go, oh, what do I do now? Yeah, you've got to think that through. What's the next stage? Is the next stage a call with them? In which case, how are they going to book that call with you? Is the next stage for them to actually straight away buy something because you talked to them about buying something before? What is that next stage? And maybe even the stage after that and the stage after that. You've got to think through that customer journey. So I want you to start thinking about that, but that's going to be your homework on Wednesday. So that when the post, so you're going to put a post out on Wednesday to your profile that's going to show you really know your stuff. Then Thursday morning, you're going to start sending out this special message and the people are going to turn around and say, oh yes, I want to buy from you, or I want to engage with you about buying. And you've got to understand what that journey is, because if you don't understand, you're going to miss that opportunity again. We don't want that to happen. Okay. And then Thursday afternoon, we'll be answering any questions on your customer journey and on your short message that you're going to send out. And hopefully you may even start getting some results if you sent the message out. And then Friday, more messages go out. On Friday afternoon, we should definitely be seeing results come in from the challenge, where you're actually getting people saying, yeah, I want to buy. Yeah, I want to engage with you to buy from you. So that's the plan. Anyone got any questions?
What time tomorrow?
The email will come out around about 8 o'clock again. All the emails will come out about 8 o'clock in the morning. And then the Q&A calls will be at 4 o'clock every day. Same link. And I'll put reminders in all of the emails about the link to the Q&A call. So we're doing it all through these emails that I'm sending out to you, keeping it nice and simple. I was going to create a LinkedIn group and get you all in there. It just got too complicated. Let's keep it nice and simple. Let's just get the emails going.
I do not know, because my weeks are planned from well ahead. If I will have finished with my appointment at 4 o'clock, can you send me a recording?
Yeah, as I'm recording now, the recordings will go out in the email the following day each day.
And then if I'm late, can you let me?
Yeah. You can watch the recording in the morning. Yeah.
Which link shall we use? I suppose the link that you will send.
It's the same link every single day. So the link you've used today will be the link for the rest of the week. It's the same. It's a recurring meeting link. Will be the same link every day of the week. Any other questions?
Well, I wanted to ask you, and when I did the Excel spreadsheet, it goes right back to 2011.
Yep.
So I just took the last year, as you suggested, which has been growing and growing and growing. There's I don't know, I didn't even count, there's that many, and a lot of them I wouldn't sort of think about trying to sell anything, because as you know what we do, we don't sell anything. So it's difficult to sort of identify who the target audience is on there, for me anyway, compared to some types of businesses. So and I haven't been really doing any posting, and I haven't really looked at the profile. So to me, the profile, as you say, tomorrow, and then the posting, I think that's critical on that. So I can't see a big mileage in the ones I've selected, you know, as the critical ones at the moment, because it was difficult to identify them. Yeah.
Okay, Larry. For you, what I would do is I would, as you're going through your connections, probably the ones that are, say, 3 to 6 months old, where you've maybe met somebody on a networking event, but you've not ended up following up with them and getting an outcome. I'd have a quick look at their profile to see if they look like they're the sort of company that could qualify for R&D credits. And if they look like they work for the sort of company that could qualify for R&D credits, then they're the people to actually target.
Right. That's what I've actually done on the ones that I saw that I thought were there.
Yeah. They're likely to be your best bets.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, for your post on Wednesday, I'd get yourself dressed up for Santa Claus and get somebody to take a photograph of you. My post, if I were writing your post for Wednesday, it could be Christmas every day.
Sack over me back. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Those of you that don't know, Larry works for a business that helps companies claim research and development tax credits. So basically, it doesn't cost the company anything. If they're eligible, Larry and his team will do all the work for them, will submit the application, and hopefully then just give them a bucket load of money and take their commission out of the bucket load of money. So they don't, they're just giving money away all the time, courtesy of the government. So that's why he's Santa all year round.
Yeah, he needs a Slade backing track as well, doesn't he? So that's probably perfect.
Yeah, it's not hard giving money away.
It's just hard finding the people to give it to, Gary.
Right.
That's your problem. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to identify here with your leads.
Yeah.
If you want to get some metrics, then it's possibly in your case, Larry, worth you finding the people who've got the most connections. on LinkedIn, because they may know somebody. So the question will be, do you or anybody you know, could they benefit from this? So you could actually start to differentiate between them by only going to the people who are look qualified and have got more connections. Do it in order of the number of connections they've got.
Yeah, that's a possible future scenario.
Yeah.
It's not the objective of this challenge, Keith. This challenge is to try and find people that would directly benefit, because then they will become big advocates anyway.
Yeah.
Jade.
If what we're doing on Wednesday is going to be target our target audience with our post,
Yep.
should we be getting their profiles and their connections up on our spreadsheet on LinkedIn for that purpose?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Are we going to have to try and send it off to them personally, so get them in our messages box or?
No. The idea is that you brush up your profile and have a really good post there, so that when you do message somebody on Thursday or Friday and they go and look at your profile, they see a really relevant post right at the top of your profile that's directly relevant for what you can do for them, and they see that your profile is reasonably fresh.
Right, okay, I got it.
Yeah, that's the objective, is to showcase that you're the expert in your field, so that when you say to them, do you want to buy my expertise, and they go and look at your profile and they say, oh, you're the expert in the field, great, yes please, I will buy. That's the subtle crafty bit. Any other questions?
Alan, mine's a little bit different, I guess, in that I've got a very corporate LinkedIn profile from many, many years in corporate land. But what I'm selling into is into the corporate world. So that's good to keep those old connections. But they're old connections from an old reason. I just need to now convert them into this new reason.
Yeah.
So maybe that I've got some ones that are quite old, but still quite relevant.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, for those of them that are quite old that you know well, I would target the ones you think are more likely to buy your corporate coaching solution.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And use one or two of your existing clients as a sort of as a pseudo customer avatar for you to think through. Okay, who else looks like this that I should target?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We're starting to touch on targeting strategies and things like that for future connections, and that's all part and parcel of other aspects of using LinkedIn to grow your business. You know, because you all should be connected to every single customer that you've got. And I would suggest you should be connecting to the prospects that you engage with as you go through, because then they're in your LinkedIn profile, in your LinkedIn world, so that even though the 95% of people you touch at the first attempt don't buy, they are still in your LinkedIn world. They're still seeing how good you are at what you do, so that when they are ready to buy, you would be the natural person for them to buy from. And that's another aspect of the connection strategy, which will come out as we talk later on in the week.
Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions?
Well, I'm going to do step 2 because I have only achieved step 1, so I hope that I'm going to be able to.
Yep, go for it. You've got some time still. It's not
yeah.
And there is still time for people to catch up. It might have to run a little faster, but there's still time for people to catch up. So if you know anybody else that might want to take part in the challenge, all you got to do is message me. I can send them email 1 and then email 2 in quick succession, so they can still play catch up, because the connection, the day 1 was designed to be nice and easy and relatively straightforward. So if there are people still out there that you talk to and say, well, I'd quite like to be involved in that, there is still time to catch up and they still can get involved. So do just get them to message me, or if you drop me their email address, I will then forward them on the email, or you can just forward on the email to them and say, here's the email from Alan. Just email him at the end of it and say, yes, you want to be included, so that you get added to the next email circulation list. Okay, if there's no other questions, we'll call it a day there. I'll send out the recording in a link in the email tomorrow morning with the recording, and I will see you at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Good luck.
See you.
Thank you, Alan.
Tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.